Matching puto or
Putong puti. Hello guys, my name is Kurt. I'm here today underneath the beautiful shade of this Jacamo pangalan tree. Jacamo, because I know Erwin's not gonna know this, Jacamo is Ilocano for I don't know. Diak-amo, Jack-amo. Underneath the beautiful shade of this Jacamo pangalan tree, you will find this inauspicious road sign. At the canto of Ilang Street and Rosas Street in Barangay Concepcion, Baliuag. The reason I say that is because here at the canto, at the corner of Ilang, you'll find this little eatery. It's open Monday through Sunday, 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. But you actually see it's not a little kainan at all. It's actually a very beautiful, large kainan. Here at Aponi Aling Loring's Goto at Serkele. You're met with this beautiful canopy of shade and kasarapan. You can smell the food cooking. So anyways guys, look at how nice this is. It's beautiful. It's wide open. It's not too busy ngayon. I'm guessing they're going to be busy later on because there are currently like 7 employees here. So let's go find out what they have, guys. Let's ask some questions and we'll do our best not to disturb the customers. Oh my gosh, ang sweet. Ang sweet talaga. Nandito na si Kuya mismo, yung may-ari. In the flesh. Si Kuya Paul. Paul Christian. So, kamusta ang business ngayon, Paul? Okay naman?
Doing good.
So, nakita ko dito sa sign since 1972. Talaga? So, sikat na sikat kayo dito?
Sa Baliuag.
Dito ko sa sign, meron kayong Serkele. Ano yan? Di ko pa narinig yung yung pakain na yon.
Para siyang dinuguan.
Parang dinuguan?
Kaya lang laman loob ng baka.
Ay, masarap siya.
Yes.
Anong pinaka best seller nyo?
Ayan, Serkele talaga.
Serkele talaga. So yeah. So dito lang ako mag-order. Ay, yung Serkele po.
matching puto or
So siguro isang serving ng Serkele at saka yung putong puti kasamang rice po, di ba? At tapos ito yung sa akin. Oh sige, excited ako. Excited ako mag-try ng Serkele nyo. First time ko talaga. So tignan natin. Ay wow!
is your order.
Ang galing! Ito na lang yung tubig, tapos yung Serkele. So guys, we got the putong puti. I think this is just like regular rice cakes, right? Putong puti. We got the kanin. Okay guys, we've got the putong puti. We've got the kanin. We've got the Serkele. So I'm excited to try this, guys. It's not often that here in the Philippines I get to try a new dish that I've never tried before. So I'm very excited to try the Serkele. We're gonna, as you guys know, spread out the rice. Guys, today's been such an interesting day. So I watched a video on TikTok earlier. If you guys watched yesterday's vlog, which if you want to scroll down and watch that after this, I talked a lot about as an immigrant, because that's what I am. Let's be real. There's no such thing as an expat. That's a weird word that Americans use when they move to another country because they have a negative connotation of the word immigrant. I'm an immigrant here in the Philippines. Technically, I'm still on a tourist visa, so I guess technically I'm still a tourist. But anyway, I was talking about how as an immigrant to a new country, it's really hard to immerse yourself in the culture and learn the language if you don't understand pop culture references or historic references. And I use the example of if you're in America and you're an immigrant and someone is talking about George Washington crossing the Delaware River, and they use that in some context of just conversation or whatever, and you don't have any idea what they're talking about, you're kind of excluded from the conversation. It's tough for you to join in the conversation because you don't understand the context, you don't understand the references. So if you're an immigrant, if you're new to a country and you want to truly immerse yourself, you also, instead of on top of just learning the language, you also have to learn the history. You have to learn pop culture references. Like imagine moving to the United States and someone makes a reference to, I don't know, what's someone that's popular in America that's not popular outside of America? Like, I don't know, Don King. Like if you guys know Don King, he's in the boxing world, he has that big hair. If someone made a reference to Don King and you have no idea who he is, you're out of the conversation, you're on the outskirts. So coming to the Philippines, I'm having to learn a lot about the cultural references, which is kind of difficult because, like, you know, there's so many artists here, and not just today, but from like decades ago. Like, I can't tell you how many times in conversation I've heard of people talk about, you know, an artist from the 1970s, and I have no idea what they're talking about. Guys, look at this. If you can identify whatever parts of the cow this is, just let me know. So it's not really a distinctive taste. So let's try the sabow first. It's very interesting. This is exactly what I talk about, guys. Diving into a culture, trying all of its different parts. You know, some food you may not like, some food you really, really like, and some food you'll just be like, yeah, it's good, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to eat it again. So, but you'll never know if you don't try. Write that on a t-shirt. Woo! That's a little maasim. Let's try this, guys. We got some very interesting parts of the pig here, or parts of the cow. I'm guessing this is intestines. I'm guessing this is a cow intestines in the serkele. And then this looks like liver. So here we go, guys. Serkele from Apo ni Aling Loring's Goto at Serkele. Kain tayo. It's got like an iron taste to it, kind of like dinuguan. Almost also tastes like a little bit of a not a tomato paste, but like kind of some sourness there, like you talked about. There's a little bit of maasim, taasim-an. Let's dip the puto. The puting puto. That's pretty good. This is definitely, guys, if you didn't know, if you had to guess what this was, like what piece of an animal this was, what would you say? Tripe, maybe? I think it's the intestines of the cow, but that doesn't look like intestines. If a cow had fingers, that's what it looks like. I got hit with the sourness. It's like a delayed effect. It's interesting. He's right, it does kind of have like a little bit of a taste of dinuguan. What you guys don't know, dinuguan is a pork stew that utilizes the blood of the pig as one of the ingredients. The blood is all boiled away, but what you're left with is kind of like an iron-rich tasting food. But this has a very unique profile. And like, again, guys, like we are so sheltered in the States from like eating different parts of an animal. If you're an American or a foreigner, you're not a Filipino watching this, what would you say this is? What would you call that? Serkele. That's different. Well, this is definitely an acquired taste. You can taste a little bit of the blood, not too much. I think this might frighten a lot of Americans because of just like the look of it. This one, whatever this guy is, whatever piece of the cow this is, it's very chewy. I'm not sure I'm a big fan of that one. But the other parts are pretty good. When you chew them, you can't really tell that you're eating some of the different parts of the cow that we're not accustomed to in the States. But it's got like a slightly sour, bloody taste to it. That's very interesting. This puto is very good though. What I was saying before I distracted myself. So this morning I was reading up on Philippine history because, of course, like I was saying, in order to truly assimilate into a new culture, you have to learn everything about it. Otherwise, you're always just going to be kind of an outsider. So in my spare time, I read a lot about Filipino history, pre-colonization, post-colonization, modern era, including current politics. So it's good to stay aware. But anyway, I was reading up about pre-colonized Philippines, and it's just like so interesting because as an American, we don't get taught hardly anything about the Philippines in our history classes. We learn about Magellan coming to the Philippines, and that's it. We learn maybe like one paragraph in our history books about the Philippine-American War. That's about it. And then maybe a little bit about the first President Marcos. That's really all the exposure we have as Americans to the Philippines. And so I was reading today about the economy and social structure of the Philippines pre-Spanish colonization. It's just so interesting. As an American, I kind of just assumed that the Spaniards showed up and it was a bunch of hunter-gatherer tribes. No social hierarchy, no social order. And then the Spaniards just conquered the whole archipelago. And it was not like that at all. Spaniards showed up. The Philippines had already been settled for tens of thousands of years by different ways of immigration. They had entire societies, social structures, kingdoms, sultanates ruled by datus and kings. There was extensive trade with other nations. They had trade agreements. The Philippines itself was not a singular country. It was a hodgepodge of different kingdoms, chiefdoms. There were hunter-gatherer tribes, but it was just like a tapestry of different cultures and histories and religions and spiritual beliefs. Very, very robust. And then the Spanish showed up in very low numbers in the 1500s. But the Spaniards show up. It's just like, there's so much history there. There's so much to learn. And then it took, I didn't realize this, that the Philippines was not a profitable colony for the Spanish for the first 200 years. I had no idea. It wasn't until the 1800s that the Philippines had enough economic output to where it made sense for Spain to stay here. And in fact, the Viceroy of Mexico, I was reading, wrote to King Charles III, I believe, in the 1800s and said, we need to get rid of the Philippines. We need to let it go. There's no reason for us to be here. And then things turned around in the 19th century, the 1800s. Economic output skyrocketed. There was a boom of economic activity. Filipinos were the most educated population in Southeast Asia because they had established a bunch of universities here. It's just so fascinating to learn about history when it's not taught to you through the lens of like your own country. Like obviously in America, we have American history class and world history class, but it's through the lens of American ideology. And it's so cool to learn the differences that are out there and the different stories in the world. This is a very interesting dish. Wow. Anyway, long story short, if you want to learn some really interesting stuff, go read about pre-colonial Philippines. There's so much history there, and it really blows my mind. Because again, we're not like taught directly in American history class that, you know, the Philippines was just jungle and hunter-gatherer tribes. We're not really taught anything, but that's kind of the assumption I think a lot of foreigners have. And I mean, I was reading about the kingdom of Tondo, huge trading port, which is where Tondo currently is, on the west side of Manila, on the bay. So guys, I'm gonna do my best to eat all of this, even though it's something that I'm new to. I'm gonna research this dish later to see what it's made of. It's perfectly okay, guys, not to like something that you try, but it's the fact that you tried it and you gave it a shot. There's a lot of food in America I don't eat. If you guys have tried this before, please put in the comments, make a comment how you eat it, whether you add stuff, take stuff out. That is really interesting texture. And there's one other dish, papaitan. I've tried papaitan twice now, and I featured it in my vlog. And in the comment section, I get a lot of Filipinos saying, I don't even eat that. I don't touch that stuff. Same with balut. There's a lot of Filipinos that don't eat balut. Same with dinuguan. A lot of Filipinos don't eat dinuguan. You know, I have a little brother, Lolo, as his palayo, Logan. He's probably the pickiest eater in our family. Whenever my mom cooks dinner for Sunday dinner, he'll literally like pick and choose what he does and does not want to eat, like a little kid. So guys, this is a very interesting meal. I'm having a hard time explaining like the texture that's going on inside of my mouth right now. But he says it's the best seller. So a lot of people like it. So if you guys are interested in trying new foods, new tastes, different parts of an animal that you may not have eaten before and can't really identify, give it a try. Try a bunch of different things. Get out there. We have one life. And when I'm on my deathbed at the ripe old age of 47, I don't want to be regretting the things that I didn't do. And I know this is probably a hot take. People always talk about not having any regrets in life, and I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to that. I think you should have regrets in life, because having regrets are just decisions that didn't age well. So they're things that you did in the present that you may or may not have thought were in your best interest, and then as time goes on, come to find out they probably weren't the best decisions for you. When I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to regret the things I did not do. Like, oh, I never took a trip to Europe, or I never tried this food, or I never dated this crush of mine. I want to regret the things I did do. It's because you can try things. I don't want to regret things I didn't do, or I don't want to regret things that I did do. Wait, I don't regret things that I did do. I don't want to regret the things I didn't do. That's going to confuse a lot of non-native English speakers. I'm confusing myself. When I'm on my deathbed, I don't want to have regrets about the things I did, the things I've done. Because if you did them, that means you tried something, you put yourself out on the ledge, you were adventurous. That's good enough for me. I think that's great. I will have regrets for the things I didn't try, I didn't do. And I think those are the bad kinds of regrets. But I think regrets for things we tried and maybe failed at, or didn't accomplish, or gave it our best shot and it didn't turn out, those are regrets that you should be glad to have, because regrets are just old decisions that didn't age well that guide you on a new path. At yan guys, ang mga kaisipan ni Kuya Kurt. Maraming salamat. So guys, this is a very interesting meal. It's my first time trying serkele. Oh wow, you can already see. So when I was eating it, I could taste like in my mouth like a lot of fat, like on the meat and the rice, and you can see the fat is, as this cools off, you can see the fat start to solidify on there. So it's got a lot of richness to it, a little bit of a sour taste, some interesting texture with the organs that are used. I'll have to Google what organs are used here. I don't know if it's my favorite Filipino dish, but I'm glad I tried it. And, if it's not for me, it could be for someone else. And they said it's the best seller, so we never know, guys. So let's go get some money out and pay. And we'll try to leave a nice tip for all the employees here. It sucks when I find out that there's so many employees. He said there's 8 here, because I want to leave a big tip for all of them. Obviously, I'd like to leave big tips for the owners and for the employees, the staff, coming from you guys, which I'm super grateful for. But we have a limited budget. It just depends on how many views we get in the month. And so when I have a place like this with like 7, 8, 9 employees, I feel bad because I want to leave a big tip for all of them. But in reality, they'll all get like 150 pesos once we split up the tip. So, but it's the best we can do. Hopefully in 6 months, guys, we'll be able to leave 15,000, 20,000 peso tips, and everybody goes away super happy for the day. So let's go see how much we owe, guys, pay. And then we'll have my closing thoughts. Oh my gosh. So I tried going running this morning. It did not happen. Oh, guys, the cats here are so cute. Saan pa rin akong magbayad? Makano yan sa akin?
138.
138? Meron akong 2,000 dito. May konting tip para sa staff nyo at para sa pakain. So ito, ako ang bahala sa merienda nyo mamaya. Sino ang bahala? Sinong kukuha?
Thank you po. Thank you kayo guys.
May konting tip galing sa mga follower ko yan kasi binibigyan nila ako ng support, kaya ipinapasa ko yan sa mga masipag na karinderya staff, mga owner, ganon. O sige guys, may isa pang shoutout.
Naayon niya ako yung pumunta dito sa Baliuag, Bulacan, dito kay Aling Goto in Serkele. Open kami from 6:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday to Sunday.
Galing guys, pwede kang mag-GMA na. Sige kuya, thank you so much ha. Thank you guys. Maraming salamat po. Okay guys. So that's interesting. So I wonder if I Google search Serkele, I wonder if there's any information on it, because he said basically his grandma almost invented it. So that's super interesting. I'm drenched in sweat, guys. So anyway, good times. An interesting dish. Glad I tried it. If you guys want to give it a try, give it a try. Let me know what your thoughts are on it. And if you guys want to dig a little bit into Filipino history, I learned a lot today. I learn a lot every day here. It's just so interesting. Like, I understand I'm an oddity here in the Philippines, but I never get used to like people just staring at me. I get it, guys. I'm a big white dude wandering around the barangay. I get it. I'm weird. Bihira lang talaga. Anyways, guys, thanks for joining me on this vlog. Very interesting Serkele dish. First time I've tried it. Glad I tried it. Don't live with the regrets of decisions not made. That's a quote by Kuya Kurt. Don't live with the regrets of decisions not made. Live happily only with the regrets of the paths taken. I'll work on that, guys. That's gonna be, hey, walang magnanakaw dito. Sa akin yan, ha? Sa aking ang kasabihan na yun. Sa akin na lang. You guys have suggestions for that. How would you say that? Don't regret the things you did. Regret the things you never did done. I don't know, guys. We'll work on it. Anyway, thanks for joining me, guys. Ako si Kuya Kurt. We've got a couple more vlogs here in Baliuag. I'm only here for 2 more days. It's been amazing exploring around, meeting all these great new people, meeting these entrepreneurs and these small business owners. And I think I'm gonna start a Google form, because if I'm honest, guys, I get a lot of messages of people saying, come try this restaurant, come try my restaurant, come try that restaurant. And it's very hard to keep track. So I think I might start a Google form that you can fill out. So if you have a restaurant, or a family member has a restaurant, or a friend has a restaurant, or you just like a restaurant that's near you, you can fill out this form and submit it. And if I'm in the area, we'll try it. And I think that would be fun, especially for this upcoming road trip that I want to plan for maybe as soon as the rainy season stops. When is that? August? September? I would love to do a road trip on a scooter and just, travel a couple dozen kilometers a day, leisurely, stop along the route, see some stuff, talk to people, eat some good food, and take suggestions on where to eat. So I'm very excited for that, guys. Okay, thanks so much for joining me, guys. Hanggang sa susunod. Ako si Kuya Kurt. Wait, let's try that again. Ako si Kuya Kurt. Wait, ako si Kuya Kurt. Get the keats.